my friends, we are in a different location today. I was going to film this originally in my usual location, but since we're talking about tea, I thought we might as well stand next to where I keep my teas, which is in this cupboard that is slightly out of shot. I'll show you it in a minute, and make a cup of tea. So that is what I am going to be doing while we're having this chat and while I am taking you through my favourite teas, because if you don't know, I love tea. I'm obsessed with it. In fact, my cupboard speaks for itself. Again, I'll show you that in just a second. And yes, I know, a British person obsessed with tea, groundbreaking, but there it is. So I have quite the large collection of teas from various different brands, and I thought that I would talk to you about which ones are my favourites and give you some recommendations. Now, I feel slightly bad because some of my favourites were limited editions, so you actually can't get them anymore. P.S. because of our location, the sound is probably going to be more echoey than usual and the lighting isn't great, so sorry about that. But my favourites are my favourites, so that's the way it is. We're going to start with my number one favourite, which is a tea from a French brand. So I keep it in this Whittard Whittard tin, but it's not a Whittard tea. It is from a French brand called Damas Ferrer. I'll leave links to the various tea websites in the description. This one is banana pancake. I will show you what it looks like. I guess you can see it's got a little... I just dropped some on the floor. Whoops. And as the name would suggest, it is banana pancake flavoured, and it is my number one favourite tea. I have a cup of this basically every single morning. I buy it in bulk from the website. I really hope they never discontinue it because it is my absolute tip-top favourite. Whilst we're on the French brand Damas Ferrer, we might as well discuss my other favourite from them, which again, it's in a Whittard tin, but it's not from Whittard. This one is called Amande Amaretti, and as the name would suggest, it does taste a little bit like amaretto, and I really love almonds. I like nutty flavours. As you'll notice as we go through this list, I really like dessert type flavours, so this one is a favourite for that reason for sure. I just had to clear some space on my memory card, so if the angle is slightly different, that is the reason why. While we're on French brands, let me tell you about my favourite Red Bush tea, which is, it's called Nuit Étoile or Starry Night, and it's from Maison Bourguignon, again a French brand. I can smell it through the bag. It's absolutely delicious. It's chocolate toffee flavoured. It's more toffee than chocolate, but honestly, I'm a little bit picky about Red Bush teas, and this is my favourite one by far. It is delicious, and it's worth mentioning that it was my friend Joanna that introduced me to both of these French brands, and consequently this and banana pancake are like my top two teas I think ever. Then I want to discuss just a general tea, not even necessarily by any specific brand, but if I am out and I'm choosing a tea from a tea menu, I will go basic and I will choose a standard English breakfast tea. If I have the option of having the Twinings one, then that is my favourite English breakfast tea, I think, at least from the ones I've tried. But I really do enjoy a basic staple English breakfast tea. And then we come to the rest of my top 10, which is all from one brand, which is Bird and Blend. That's the brand that this particular tea that I'm brewing just now comes from, and I will leave a referral link in the description that should give you some money off. This isn't, you know, a paid promotion or anything. I wish, Bird and Blend, if you're watching and you want to sponsor me, by all means, feel free to do so, because my cupboards are already full of your teas anyway. But The rest of these teas are from Bird and Blend, and they do have a usual like referral system, so I will leave you the code for that in the description. Highly recommend. There is good reason why so many of my favourite teas are from this particular brand. And let's start with the one that I just made myself a cup of. It is called Chocolate Digestives, and as the name suggests, that's the flavour, it's chocolate digestives. If you don't live in the UK, you might not know what a chocolate digestive is, in which case it's a kind of biscuit, a chocolatey biscuit, but I don't know what else to compare it to because it's like a quintessential British biscuit, I think, and that's what I have in this cup just now, the tea version, not the actual biscuit. So yummy. I take my tea with milk and 2 sugars, by the way, and yeah, I know it's a lot of sugar, but whatever. So that is one of my favourites from Bird and Blend. Another is Hazelnut Rocher, which is one of the ones I feel bad talking about because this one was a Christmas exclusive. I don't think you can get it anymore, but it should come round again seasonally, and as the name suggests, it kind of tastes a little bit like a Ferrero Rocher. And one thing that's really cute about it, I don't think you can really see, but there's like gold bits in it that makes it the tea shimmery, which is very cute. Another one that was limited edition, I don't even have that much of it left now, although it is similar in flavour to Butterbrew, which I think you can still get. This one was called, or is called, Caramelised Biscuit. Yes, another biscuit. It's a little bit caramelly in flavour, so I don't drink this one super often because I don't have much of it left, but it is very delicious. Now, I am not a big fruit tea lover. In fact, I generally tend to avoid fruit teas altogether, but this one that I keep in here, which is a tea tin that was from Illumicrate, this one was, has inside it Whole Lotta Love tea. Now again, this is one you can't get your hands on at the moment, I'm afraid, but it is a fruit tea. It has, I don't even know what it's in. It makes the tea pink, and there's something about that I just really like, but also the flavour is not bitter like a lot of fruit teas can be, and it's not sour. It's still quite sweet and refreshing and cozy. And I actually do put milk in this tea, which probably sounds weird for a fruit tea, but it just seems to work with this particular blend. And this one is actually quite nice as a latte as well. When I want something that's a little bit more savoury-ish in flavour, or a little bit more warming, which I know sounds weird because it's tea, so they're all warming, right? But this one you'll understand when I tell you what it is. It's gingerbread chai. So this is a red bush tea. Still doesn't quite make the top of the list like Starry Night does, but this one also seasonal, I think. You definitely can get it around Christmas time. Whether you can get it right now, I'm not sure, but it came out 2 Christmases in a row, so I'm pretty sure you'd be able to get this at some point. And it really does have that gingerbread feeling about it. You get that gingerbready feeling in your mouth and in your throat, and it's really, really warming in that sense, not just in a temperature sense. I hope that makes sense. I'm really not very good at describing flavours and scents of things, so maybe this video was a bad idea. But anyway, we are where we are. And then the final tea that I want to discuss is a new addition, not just to this list, but also to my cupboards, and that is Honey Bunny Matcha, also by Bird and Blend. This is also a limited edition, but to be honest, I've tried quite a few of their flavoured matchas and I've pretty much liked all of them. This is my favourite of the ones I've tried so far, so I have stocked up on it. But you know, the salted caramel one is nice, peaches and cream is lovely, strawberries and cream, salted caramel, they all taste delicious. And I don't really have much in the way of experience with matcha before this, but I went into the Bird and Blend store on Portobello Road and got a honey bunny matcha latte, and it was delicious. And ever since then I have been really enjoying experimenting with making matcha based drinks. And what I have found is, because the powder is quite temperamental, you need to be careful with the temperature of water that you make it with. I actually mix it into cold water and then put milk in if I'm doing a latte and heat that up in the microwave, or I will top it up with boiling water that finished boiling a little while ago and then add some milk. So that's just a little tip from me to you if you've ever struggled with making matcha like I have. Cold water seems to be the way to go, as in like straight from the tap, or in my case the water filter that I keep by the tap. And while we're here, because I'm mentioning lots of loose leaf teas, sorry that this is currently in use, but this is the Bird and Blend tea strainer that I use, and I really like it. I've been using it, gosh, I don't know, 6 months or so now, and it is really good. It comes clean in the dishwasher, so it does get tea stained, not a problem, but it does come completely shiny clean in the dishwasher again. I find that the holes are pretty perfect. I don't use it for red bush teas because red bush teas are so fine. I find that they go through any tea strainer, so I use these empty tea bags that I just get on Amazon. It's not as environmentally friendly as the tea strainer is, but these are plastic free. And then I have the Bird and Blend tea, perfect teaspoon for both tea and matcha. And I know it seems like an unnecessary item because you could just use a teaspoon, but it legitimately makes making tea easier. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so that is a little tour of my top 10 teas from my tea cupboard in my kitchen, which, yes, let me show you that, in fact, just now. So I have this spice rack carousel full of teas. Oh, sorry, it's not focusing very well. Spice rack carousel of teas I've used yogurt pots for those, and then that is my tea cupboard. And yes, all of those tins on this shelf are full of tea, and there's another layer of tea behind. These are mostly mugs, much to Lee's chagrin, as I've mentioned before. Some bags that I haven't transferred to tins or anything yet. It's a little bit of a mess. It could do with some work, but yeah, I love my tea collection. It's great. So back to a slightly different angle again. You're a little bit wonky now, but that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks, bye.